Hey there, real estate enthusiast. Welcome back to Real Estate Wisdom. I'm your host, Vishal Kapoor, and today we're going to have a juicy conversation about the Conservative Party's recent pledge to axe the GST on new homes under $1 million. So grab your coffee and let's dig in. The pledge and its potential impact. So here's the scoop. Pierre Poliver, the Conservative Party leader, has made it a bold promise. He's saying if we win the next election, we're going to scrap the 5% GST on newly built homes priced under 1 million. Now, that's not chump change. We are talking about saving around 40,000 on an 800,000 home. Plus, they are claiming this could lead to an extra 30,000 homes being built each year. Sounds pretty good on paper, right? But let's break it down further. First, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of taxes on new homes and resales homes in Ontario. It's a bit complex. So grab a pen and paper if you want to take notes. I won't mind. Well, let's start with the new home construction taxes. First up, for new builds, we got a big ones to consider. One is HST, Harmonized Sale Tax. And this is the biggie in Ontario. You're looking at 13% HST on new builds. Now that might take your eyes water, but hang on, there's some relief as well. GST HST new housing rebate. If you're buying a new home as your primary residence, you might be eligible for this rebate. It's available for homes priced under 450,000, and there's a partial rebate for homes between 450,000 and 850,000. And this can be significant for someone to reduce your tax burden. But really, how many homes are available at that price? Not many in Ontario, though. Now, the other thing is land transfer tax. This applies to both new and resale homes in Ontario. It's calculated on a sliding scale, 0.5% on the first 55,000, 1% on 55,000 to 250,000, 1.5% on 250,000 to 400,000, 2% on amounts over 400,000, and 2.5% on amounts over 2 million for single-family residences. Now, the other one is also municipal land transfer tax. If you're buying in Toronto, you will pay this on top of the provincial land transfer tax. It's similar to the provincial tax, but tops out at 2% for amounts over 400,000. Now, here's some good news for first-time homebuyers. You might be eligible to rebates on these land transfer taxes for the Ontario land transfer tax. First-time homebuyers can get a rebate of up to 4,000 in Toronto. There's an additional rebate of up to 4,475 on the municipal land transfer tax. Now, a lot of taxes, isn't it? Resale homes taxes. For resale homes, the tax situation is a bit similar. Land transfer tax, and this applies just like it does for new builds. Municipal land transfer tax. Again, this is only if you are buying in Toronto. The rest of the municipality is exempt from that. Not yet. You never know. So the big difference here is that you don't pay HST on resale homes, which can make a significant difference in the overall cost. And it's worth noting that for both new and resale homes, you'll only pay HST on various closing costs like you also pay, HST on various closing costs like legal fees, real estate commission, and title insurance. Now, I know that's a lot to take in, but understanding these taxes is crucial when you're budgeting for a home purchase. And the difference in the tax between a new build and a resale homes can be tens of thousands of dollars. So it's definitely something to factor into your decision-making process. I know government take almost like 25% in taxes, so in cost of building the house. But remember, if you are a first-time home buyer or if you're buying a new build, always check if you are eligible for rebates. And these can make a big difference to your bottom line. And as always, it's a good idea to consult with a real estate lawyer or accountant to make sure you are not missing out on any potential savings. Now, about the Conservative Party pledge. Let's start with the pros of the GST removal. And these are some real potential benefits here, what I can say. First of all, increased affordability. And this is the big one, folks. By cutting out the 5% GST, new homes could suddenly become a lot more reachable for first-time homebuyers. You know, those folks who've been watching home prices soar and thinking, will ever be able to afford my own place? And this could be their chance. It's like getting a 5% discount on probably the biggest purchase of your life. Not too shabby, right? Now, the other thing is like it can impact it can stimulate construction. And this is where it gets interesting for the industry side. Builders might see this and think, hey, if people can afford more homes, let's build more. It's basic supply and demand. If the policy actually leads to those 30,000 extra homes a year, they are talking about, if you could help chip away at our housing shortage, and let's face it, many parts of Canada, we need all the new homes we can get. Big shortage we have. The other thing is economic boost. Here's where the ripple effect comes in more. Construction means more jobs, not just for builders, but for everyone in this supply chain. We're talking about the electricians, plumbers, landscapers, you name it. And all these folks earning more means more money circulating in the economy, which could lead to more tax revenue from other sources. And it's like a domino effect of economic activity. So what are the cons and potential drawbacks? Because it's not all sunshine and rainbows, there are some potential downsides we need to consider. And here's the thing. The policy is laser focused on new builds, and that's great if you're in the market for a brand new home. But what about all the existing homes out there? This doesn't do anything to help affordability in the resale market, which is where a lot of first-time home buyers starts. It's like we are only solving part of this puzzle. Now, the other thing is price threshold concern. $1 million cap in some parts of Canada, like smaller cities or rural areas, that might cover pretty much any new home. But if you are in Toronto or Vancouver, $1 million might not get you much more than a shoebox. So, in our hardest market, where the affordability is the biggest issue, this policy might not move the needles as much as we hope. Other thing is, when government is doing it, I'm glad somebody's not talking about the elephant in a room. Removing the GST means the government is going to bringing in less money. And we are not talking pocket change here. This could be a significant hit to the federal coffers. So we got to ask ourselves, what is the trade-off? Will other programs or services take a hit to make up for this? And it's about balance, folks. I know books doesn't get balanced by itself. They have to balance somewhere, isn't it? So what else the government consider? Now, don't get me wrong. Addressing housing affordability is crucial. But if we really want to tackle Canada's housing crisis, we need to think bigger. And here are some ideas the government should be considering. One is we need to have a serious conversation with municipalities about loosening up those zoning laws. Why? Because right now, in many areas, it's illegal to build anything other than single-family homes on huge lots. And if we want to increase housing supply and affordability, we need to allow for those things like duplexes, townhouses, and low-rise apartments in more neighborhoods. It's about creating options. Other big thing, and I'm talking about this from long time, infrastructure investment. And before you can build homes, you need the infrastructure to support them. I'm talking roads, water, sewage, electricity. The Canada Housing Infrastructure Fund is a good start, but it needs to be beefed up. We need to make it easier and more affordable for developers to build in new areas or increase density in existing ones. Those are the options we have, in my opinion. Also, this might ruffle some feathers, non-market housing. But hear me out. We need more non-market housing options. I'm talking about social housing, co-ops community, and land trust. Not everyone can afford market rates, even with tax cuts. By investing in these alternatives, we can provide stable, affordable housing for a wider range of incomes. And it's about creating a diverse housing ecosystem. We lack that big time. We also need that rental market support. Let's not forget about renters. We need stronger protections for tenants to prevent unfair evictions and excessive rent increases. But it's not just about protection. We also need to incentivize the construction of purpose-built homes, rental housing I'm talking about. Maybe that's through tax breaks or fast-track approvals for rental projects. Healthy rental market is crucial for overall housing affordability. I know landlords, we need to work on it too. Last but not least, we need to talk about red tape. The approval process for new developments can be painfully slow, which drives up cost, which should look at models like BC Bills, which aims to fast-track approvals for certain types of housing projects. Cutting down on unnecessary delays could help bring more homes to market faster and potentially at lower cost. I know there's a lot to unpack, wasn't it? The Conservative Party's GST pledge is certainly an interesting proposal, and if could potentially help with housing affordability, But as we've seen, solving Canada's housing crisis is going to take more than just one policy. We need a comprehensive approach that addresses supply, demand, affordability, and equity across all segments of the housing market. So, what do you think? Would removing the GST on new homes make a difference in your area? Do you think the government should be focusing on other solutions? We love to hear from you and your thoughts. So drop us a comment below or give us a shout on social media. And hey, if you found this discussion helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our Real Estate Wisdom podcast. We'll keep bringing you the latest on Canadian housing policies and market trends. Until next time, this is your host signing off. Happy house hunting, everyone. Bye for now. Disclaimer: the information provided in this podcast is for informational purpose only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Consult with your professional before making any real estate decisions.